All right, welcome to the Sharp Mind Show. I'm Nate, the owner of InserSale, where 30,000 customers have chosen InserSale, and we hope you become the next one. So if you're like cool, inspirational t-shirts that can change the minds and hearts of everyone around you, be sure to check out InserSale.com. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with somebody that needs it. All right. And so I got a great episode for you today. And today we're going to talk about the art of focus in the distracted world, right? And the core truth is focus is the new superpower. In a world full of distractions, the person who can focus wins. What you give your attention to determines your results, right? And so we all know how this is true, right? And I've been a culprit of this too. When TikTok first came out, you get on TikTok and all of a sudden 2 hours would go by and you don't even remember anything that you watched on TikTok, right? So shorts and short form content have really made it where, it's very, it's easier to be distracted, more easy to be distracted. It is easier to be distracted more than ever, right? And so focus is rare because of constant notifications, social media overload, short attention spans because of shorts, and easy access to entertainment, right? So no longer do you have to wait till 9 o'clock at night on a Thursday to watch the show you want to watch. You just pick up an app and you can stream the whole season, right? And so all of a sudden, a whole day has gone by, and you've watched whatever episodes you wanted to watch, and you just and you sat there and ate all day. And so what's the real cost of distraction here? Wasted time, slowing your progress, no deep work, missed opportunities, right? And so you may do that one day and miss the sun, like you never even saw the sun that day, right? And so distraction is killing your potential, right? So how does the distraction cycle work, right? So you start working, you get distracted, you lose momentum, you restart later, right? That's how it works. But you have to know the difference between deep work and shallow work. Shallow work is scrolling, multitasking, busy work, whereas deep work is focused, uninterrupted, high value tasks, real products, right? And so a lot of people will say, oh, I'm a good multitasker. I can do three things at one time. And yeah, you can do two or three things that are busy work at one time, right? But you're not doing multiple things at one time. You're going to be switching your focus, things that are deep work that actually matter, right? And so how this applies to me, right? So when it comes to content, I focus on creating content, not just consuming content, right? So, it's okay to get online and look and see, get some ideas from things, because you have to keep up with trends and, the algorithm pushes certain types of trends and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be consuming, you know, you want to be creating, right? And so I try to spend my time creating, right? Not consuming, right? And so then for business, got to focus on designs, I got to focus on ads, and I got to focus on executing, right? And so how do you focus on executing? I give myself 3 to 5 tasks a day that have to be done. Some people call it a power list, some people call it a to-do list, whatever you want to call it. But so then I focus on getting those done, right? And then to grow, I got to work on my skills, right? So mindset, skill set, habits. To work on your skills, you got to add that into your habits. You read 10 minutes a day on the habit that you're trying to build, right? And so that's what I help people with when they sign up for life coaching, right? I help them build the mindset, skill set, habits, right? Depending on where their flaw is right now, right? because it all boils down to mindset, skill set, habits, right? So the biggest thing that I've done in my life, right? And so, you know, these apps are designed to give you notifications so that, that you get a notification every 2 to 3 hours, so that you go on that app every 2 to 3 hours. And they know that once you get up there, you might be up there 30 minutes, an hour, once they get you up there. So what I did is I literally cut notifications off, right? And so some people will literally delete the app off their phone, right? And I personally don't do that. But some people will, to remove distractions like social media, they'll literally delete the app off of their phone, right? And so they only can see the app on the computer. So, and what do you do on the computer? You usually post content from the computer, right? You don't actually scroll on the computer usually. But some people do scroll at work on the computer, but that's how you can limit social media, right? Either turn the notifications off, right? You could also make it where there's a sleep mode, so you can't actually see it from this time to this time. So I do that with Instagram at night. So I can't really look at Instagram at night. Um, you time block your day, right? You put that's the next thing you can do to remove distraction is time block your day and basically make it where for 50 minutes at a time you can't look at anything else but what you're working on. So this is a great thing that Stephen King does, right? He writes for 4 hours a day, right? Wakes up early, starts at 6 a.m. and writes till 10 a.m. every day. But he may be in his room with nothing going on, and he may not be able to write anything that day, but for those 4 hours, that's all he can do is write, right? And so that's a great example from a best-selling author of what to do. So you got to give yourself at least 4 hours uninterrupted on what you're trying to work on, right? So that's called time blocking. And obviously you got to set those clear priorities. That's what the to-do list or power list or whatever you want to call it is. And say, of course, I always talk about mindset shifts. Of course, I always talk about mindset, skill set, and habits, right? So the mindset shift here is I do a little of everything to I dominate one thing at a time, right? And so that comes with affirmations. If you don't have affirmations, be sure to check mine in the description if you need them. I don't take your name for it or anything. That's how important I think they are. You read them morning, midday, and before you go to bed. And it will change your mindset in 90 days for sure. You're definitely going to change your mindset. But the biggest mistakes people try to do is they try to do too much at once, right? Like they let distractions control their day. They get confusing with busy with they confuse busy with productive, right? And so there's a difference. So keep that in mind. But this, so that you know that the world is like this, right? So this gives you a real advantage if you can become laser focused, right? So most people are distracted. If you can stay focused, you're automatically going to separate yourself from other people, right? And so the challenge here is you're going to pick one priority each day, work on it without distraction for 2, 3, 4 hours, and repeat that daily. And if you can do that daily, then we talked about compound interest in life in a previous episode. This is going to repeat daily compound interest in life. And then all of a sudden, you're up here while everybody else is distracted down here watching your content or whatever. But train that focus like it's a skill, right? And so that is the challenge, really. And so that's what I challenge you to do, is to pick that one priority each day and work on it without those distractions, right? And so like I say, I've always been a person that says, oh yeah, you're a good multitasker, you can multitask, you can do a bunch of things at one time. But even listening to music and stuff like that while you're trying to do a certain task can distract you, right? Especially me. Like I started listening to music, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. We got this. So keep that in mind. Consider distraction the enemy, right? And so another thing that people can do, right? And so if you are easily distracted, you have to find a workspace that's not distracting for you, right? And so um, you know, all these people for all these years have worked in cubicles, right? And I never understood how people could work in cubicles because I would literally hear noises and stuff all day and it would just be distracting, right? And so, you know, it's better if you can find a spot that is quiet, that is, where you don't see cars driving by, people aren't walking by in front of you, stuff like that, right? And so, you know, a lot of people could study at the library at school. I couldn't do that because if somebody walked in front of me, I would look up and be distracted. I had to study at home, right? And so focus is what turns effort into results. In a distracting world, the person who can stay locked in will always come out ahead, right? And so I'm gonna run through rapid fire hooks real quick and hopefully pound this subject into you. Um, Let me know if you like the rapid fire hooks. I feel like they're very helpful to kind of summarize everything that I talked about, right? So here we go. Distraction is the enemy. Focus on, distraction is the enemy. Focus is the weapon. Choose wisely. You don't need more time. You need more focus. Lock in. Busy doesn't mean productive. Focus does. Do what matters. Multitasking is a lie. You're just distracted. Do one thing at a time. When your attention goes, your life follows. Control it. Right. And so that's rapid fire hooks. Hopefully you got that out of there. But we're going to do everything in our power to not be distracted. Right. And so hopefully this video helps you. Um, but, that is how you be focused, right? You pick one thing each day. You do it for 60 to 90 minutes with nothing else around. You take away your notifications, silence your phone, earplugs if you need to, right? And you focus on that one thing for 60 to 90 minutes. And you keep repeating that over and over and over again until it builds, until all of a sudden you're that overnight success. And everybody's like, oh, how did you do it? How did you do it? And that's how you did it. You were, you know, not distracted like everybody else. You were laser focused and you got ahead of everybody else. I'm Nate, and I'm the owner of InterCell, where 30,000 customers have chosen InterCell, and we hope that you become the next one. So if you are into cool, inspirational t-shirts like this faith, family, fitness, and finance shirt I have on right now from intercell.com, be sure to go get you one. I know you'll love it. I know you'll love the quality. Intercell is about quality first, so make sure you check out intercell.com. If you have nieces, nephews, or children of your own, be sure to pick up my wife's children's book, Dylan and Davina, The Adventure Begins, which is available on Amazon, written by best-selling Amazon author Meredith Dillon Johnson. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with somebody that needs it. I don't advertise. I don't accept advertisements for this show, so please share the show, help it grow. If you find somebody that needs it, if you find somebody out there that's distracted, send them this, let them watch it, and hopefully they can become laser focused and be successful like we all deserve to be. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.